Hello, I'm Servant James, and I am listening to Jesus. Today I have a question the Lord wants me to answer, and it is, what is constant creationism? Um, First of all, I want to mention we have a website, sheephere.org, where you can read some of the words the Lord speaks to me every day. He has me write them on the computer and then upload them to the internet. And it's basically a conversation between Jesus Christ and me, at least his part of the conversation. And it's interesting because he uses this for many reasons. And we have a couple books derived from these called Servant James, Listening to Jesus on Amazon. So let me go into this question. What is constant creationism? Well, I read in the Bible a long time ago. Well, not just a long time, not only, but, in the beginning, God said, let there be light, and he goes through the story of creation. And then, you go into the stories of the Bible and all this other stuff. But in the Bible, God rested on the seventh day. And he makes a big deal about the seventh day, the Sabbath. He says, I rested after 6 days of work. You should rest. But everybody keeps thinking, well, he only worked 6 days. There was a seventh day he rested, and then what? It never talks about him going back to work. The concept that in the beginning, God would stop creating for a day, it doesn't ever says he stops afterwards. And the concept of us having 7 days in a week and all this stuff, but think about it. If God stopped creating after 6 days, we wouldn't be here. And you might ask, what do you mean? Well, there's a constant study of life, life science and all this stuff, where you have people saying, well, evolution shows that the creatures go from one point to another, and this creature evolved from that creature and all this other stuff. And some of it we have right, some of it we have wrong. And I'm not going to go into that because the Lord hasn't really given me all that much insight into what animal created what animal, But what he does say is that everything created by him was created, anything created is created by him. That means everything, every moment. When you make something, God is involved in it. When the babies are born, God is involved in it. And people say, you're full of it. Well, from your perspective, I probably am. Because most people do not see the hand of God and what he's doing in the world. And even those people like me that can hear his voice speaking to them, and mind you, I am not the only person who hears the voice of Jesus Christ. There's so many people all over the world that have a regular daily relationship with Jesus Christ where they can hear him speaking to them every day. And I'm not the only one who makes videos or writes down what God is doing in their life, because it's going on in a lot of places. Who they are, I don't know. I don't care. It's not my job to follow people. It's my job to follow what Jesus Christ says and do what he says. Not because, oh, I'm his slave, I have to do everything God says. Oh, yes, I'm a slave. I'm an automaton. No, he says, chill out, James. You don't want to do that stuff, you don't have to. It's your choice. I usually find out that when I do what he says, things turn out better for me. Don't ask me to understand why God would have me, go some places and talk to some people I never met and tell them a couple words here and there that would maybe touch their life, because I don't know what happened to them afterwards. But I know many people that they've told me God does this with them, that God would actually tell them to go to certain places. They get up in the morning, oh God, where do you want me to go today? And God would direct these people to these places and do certain things with them and bring people to Christ, because they knew they were on a mission from God and they were serious about it. They're on a mission from God. Well, my writing and creating the Sheep Here ministry, that's my mission from God. And making these videos, that's a mission from God. Maybe you have a mission from God. Do you hear what he says to you? Because, everybody's different. Maybe your mission from God is to feed some children. Or not. I don't know. It's not my job to know what your is. And I don't even care. I don't even care what I do. I have a vested interest in what happens in my life, because according to the Lord, my life is more important than anything. Because without my life, where would I be? What would I do? I would be dead. Then I would be in heaven, and I would see more. I would never see everything. The Lord tells me nobody ever sees everything like him. Even when they go to heaven and whatever, and they have access to I don't know what. I haven't got the faintest idea what they have access to. But they'll still not be like God. Because that just does not happen. There is the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. They are one, and I'm not one with them. But when we're talking about constant creationism, we're talking about on a scale unimaginable. We're talking about like he's out there in the universes and microscopic life, macroscopic life. Insects, animals. He's creating things. He is with every creature alive, watching the world. Can you imagine watching the world through the eyes of a germ? A germ. God is actually living through the eyes of germs. It's a concept I can't even come close to. Even if for some reason he would make me see what a germ would see. Come on. I don't know. If he wants to do that, there it is. But can you imagine seeing the eyes of the world through another person's eyes and see how they seen him? See you? What would they see? And how would you act towards them? See, there's a lot of stuff going on that he doesn't just let us see, because first of all, it would probably mess with us, but maybe there's a curiosity factor. I don't know. I haven't got the faintest idea what God is doing, because it is just outrageous what he's shown me. And he keeps telling me what he's shown me is just a small little framework of what he's doing and how he's touching our life and how things are happening. And why would anybody care what God is doing? I'm curious. I keep asking him all kinds of questions. And he's going, James, relax. You're not going to understand that. And when he showed me some things and how he's creating things and things are going on, I can't even get a few seconds into the conversation and it's just beyond me. Because what God is doing on a scale that's unimaginable is just amazing. I mean, the spiritual presence of God speaking to me, speaking to you, creating babies, making leaves grow, plants, flower, is just amazing. And he tells me it's constant creationism because he's constantly creating life everywhere. I mean, the little bugs in your hair, whatever they are, if you're being bit by a flea, well, God is there watching the flea bite you and eat you. See, people go, well, God isn't like that. Really? God tells me he's not only that, he's more. And you might see, well, God could probably do this. Well, maybe. You see, maybe he has gifts and directions and things for you to do, which will open up when you start hearing what he's saying to you. Because the concept of constantly creating means he create life in your heart that didn't be there before, and touch you and help you and move into your life at any moment. And that is what he's trying to say to everybody. And why he would do this, he doesn't tell me. I can guess all day long, but it's not going to be close. I just want to remind you to come to our website, sheephere.org, read a few of the words, push the donation thing, give us a donation. You don't have to. I'm working right now, paying the bills. Buy some of the books if you'd like. Servant James, Listen to Jesus on Amazon, and have a great time. Goodbye.